Hey, welcome back to the Big Rand Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, of all the things that you would think might lead to gun violence and school shootings, would you really consider porn to be a root cause of that? Well, apparently Diane Black, Republican Congresswoman from the state of Tennessee, who is running for governor there, by the way, apparently thinks that pornography is the root cause of what ails Americans and America when it comes to school shootings. She said that it's a big part of what's driving the spike of school shootings. During a meeting last week with local pastors, Black raised the issue of gun violence in schools and why it keeps happening. Her response as to why it keeps happening: pornography. She literally said it's pornography causing teen shooters to shoot up schools. Let's see. Let's go on to her actual quote here. Miss Black says, it's available on the shelf when you walk into the grocery store. Yeah, you have to reach up for it to get it, but pornography's there. And she goes on to say, all this is available without parental guidance. I think it's a big part of the root cause. Well, just to check out Miss Black's theory here, I went to my local grocery store. I went to the magazine section. Guess what is not there? Now, I already knew this to be true, because pornography hasn't been on store shelves, at least since I've been a kid, and since I became an adult anyway. It hasn't been there. I don't know if it was there when I was a kid or not. Never really worried about buying it. I let other people do that, and I borrow theirs. But to sit there and say that porn is the root cause, not any kind of mental illness issues, not easy access to guns that can kill many people in a very short amount of time, not the fact that we let just anyone have a damn firearm in this country, not the fact that the FBI and sometimes local police departments haven't followed through on threats to schools, or haven't followed through on people that have had the cops call them 39 times in a short little time span. But no, it's pornography. No, it's not the guns being made. All the guns being made, people being able to make straw purchases where they don't even have to say who the gun's for. Where they can just buy them and then go give them to people. No, it's not that. It's not that we're underfunding mental health so people can get the help they need. No, that's not it either. No. It's pornography. But think about it. At one point it was TV. And video games. And movies. Lieutenant Governor of Texas recently said that the problem is too many exits. Yet, clearly, the GOP is missing something here. I know they're following the NRA line. I understand that they have to toe the party line or else they don't get any money. I understand that. It's disgusting, but I understand that. The fact that you have to owe yourself so much to the NRA that you speak nonsense about what the causes of it is. There are a lot of things that could possibly lead to people using gun violence as a method to solve their problems. But I really don't think pornography has anything to do with it. As the article I read stated, what kind of porn is she watching? Now, you may not like pornography. It may not be your thing, but you don't have to lie about it existing. You don't have to lie about, hey, you can go into any grocery store in the country and buy it. And the whole line that it can be bought without parental guidance. That's bullshit. The one time I ever remember buying one of those little magazines as an adult, I was carded and asked for my damn ID. Maybe it's because I shaved that day. I don't know. But I know I was asked for ID. Now that, of course, the store that I bought that from is now out of business. But that was some 25 years ago now. Or 20 years ago, something like that. Let's see. I'm 38. So almost 20 years ago. I was living on college campus and such. So, but the fact is, I don't understand how you're connecting porn to school shootings. Naked people to school shootings. How are they connected? You want to know one thing that calms a boy down? A naked woman. If they're a straight, cisgender male, a naked woman is going to calm them down. They're going to be focused on other things than shooting a firearm. Trust me. Now, there are things you can do besides watch porn to get these people to quit doing the school shootings. Make it a little harder for people to get these weapons of mass murder. Make that harder. Put more money into mental health. Make sure every American who needs mental health help can get it. Make sure there are no barriers to that, cost or anything. If you're concerned about adolescents getting a hold of porn, 1, don't have it in your house. 2, make sure the laws in your state prevent it from being sold in grocery stores. Take your kids to church or something. Be parents. Teach them right from wrong. Teach them that violence is not the answer. That if you have a problem, that violence doesn't solve it. If you have firearms in your home, teach them about firearms. Teach them about how life is important and how you have to value every individual's life. Whether you like them or not, you should value their life. And that firearms should only be used in self-defense. I have no problems with an individual taking a firearm and shooting somebody that's trying to harm them. I have no problem with somebody taking a firearm and shooting a suspect who is trying to enter their house. Especially if they have children. But you have to teach people the value of life. It's not video games. It's not pornography. It's not television. It's the lack of value of human life. That's what it comes down to. You want this to stop? That's where you start. You make sure every child is taught right from wrong. And I'm not talking what the government says is right and wrong, or what a Bible says is right and wrong, but what is morally right and wrong. Murder is wrong. The only defense for killing another human being, as I see it, except if you're in the middle of a war possibly, is self-defense. If your life is truly threatened and you have a firearm to protect it, then you do what you have to. I understand that. Many people that watch my videos won't like that. Many people that watch my videos will think, oh, you shouldn't have any firearms at all. And I'm not going to sit there and say that. But I think we should make it harder to get weapons that can kill many people in just minutes. You know? Now, it wouldn't have helped the Santa Fe shooting. It wouldn't have helped at all. I'll admit that. But that's why I believe we need to secure our schools as well. I believe we need armed guards at every single door that is at least unlocked during school hours. There should be metal detectors at every entrance. And maybe kids should have to use clear backpacks. I think it's terrible, invasion of privacy for them to have to do that, especially things girls have to carry that girls carry in their bags sometimes. I remember that being a thing after Columbine, so a lot of schools went to those, and that was one of the complaints that I heard from female students, was that their feminine hygiene products were visible to people. But we've got to do something. I don't think arming teachers is the solution. I think we have to create a deterrent, though. The schools should be hard to enter. Students should not be able to enter a school without having to go through a metal detector. We should have people armed at every entrance of the school, every entrance that people can come in. We should do something. But blaming BS reasons for the cause, that's not going to solve anything. If anything, it's going to keep deflecting the actual problems that we have, and we're never going to solve them. So Diane Black, you were completely wrong here. One, it is not on the store shelves all across America. Maybe it is in Podunk, Tennessee. I don't know. But out here in Podunk, East Texas, we don't allow that stuff on our store shelves. You can't just go anywhere and buy pornography in the state of Texas. But out here in East Texas, we don't seem to have that problem with pornography being everywhere. It's not that easy to come across. Most kids end up getting pornography because their fathers have it. And they find it when they're going through their father's things or something. Or their brothers have it, which is how I discovered pornography in the first place. But let me tell you, I am 38 years old. And since the time that I picked up a porn magazine for the first time ever in my life, and didn't know what the hell I was looking at first, I have never went to a school and gunned down 10 people, or any people for that matter. I have one instance that ever happened in my life where I did something with a firearm that I totally regretted, and to this day, I regret. It's also the reason I do not own them. But back when I was, a young kid, I had a BB gun, and I got mad at somebody because of how they were treating my dog, and I shot him with my BB gun. Now, it ended up, all in all, not causing them that big of an issue. They didn't die. Thank God it was just a kind of a BB gun. But the BB went all the way to their bone. Just about. And that showed me right there that my temper doesn't deserve to hold a firearm. But the problem is, most people don't have that self-regulation. They don't care if they have a freaking short fuse. They go off and get the gun anyway, and they don't care. But that wasn't because of pornography. That wasn't because of violent video games, because at that point I was still just playing football. That was not really a violent video game. I hadn't really watched much in the way of violent television. I just did something I shouldn't have. And of course, too, after that incident, my mom did something that parents don't do these days. That parents don't feel they're allowed to do these days. My mother tanned my hide. She took a belt to my ass, and I didn't want to sit down for days. Guess what? I never did it again. So I think the issue we have is not pornography, is not TV, is not video games. Not even to that great of extent mental illness. But a lack of values, and a lack of value on human life, and a lack of parents teaching their kids right from wrong. And sometimes to get through, I think spanking is necessary. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. And we're going to get right back on to everyday uploads here again this week. I've had the last few weeks have been I've been a bit under the weather, some issues I've been dealing with, and I just really haven't felt a lot of stories that I wanted to bring to you. But I do have some other videos this week that I'm going to do. Some sad. I hope to bring you at least some happy news somewhere in one video, at least. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. This has been the Big Ranch Show. I'm your host, Jacob Keck. Have a great day. And check out my other videos. Like, subscribe, and have a great day.